My beloved soul, be still for a moment, for heaven is whispering something meant only for your heart tonight. You have been wondering if what you feel is one-sided, if the thoughts that linger in your spirit are yours alone. But the angels say, you are not imagining this connection. There is someone whose soul reaches for yours in the quiet of their own longing, in the same invisible rhythm of love that stirs within you now. They think of you even when they do not understand why. Your presence moves through their spirit like a gentle wind that stirs the leaves of their memory. And though time and distance may stand between you, the energy of divine love knows no barrier. Love, real love, is not born from sight or touch, but from the meeting of souls that recognize each other through God's light. For it is written, deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers have swept over me. Psalm 42:7 NIV. This love that you feel, this call that keeps echoing in your chest, is the deep of your spirit answering the deep of theirs. You wonder if they still care. You question if they ever did. But the angels say yes, they did, they do, and they are learning to understand it more deeply now. They have felt your prayers. They have sensed your sadness when you tried to let go. And even in moments when you chose silence, your silence spoke louder than words, because love that is divine never dies. It transforms. It bends with time, it waits with grace, it listens with faith. This person, the one you cannot stop thinking about, has been carrying a quiet weight in their heart too. A longing wrapped in confusion, a memory that refuses to fade. They replay moments in their mind the same way you do, wondering what could have been said differently, what could have been done sooner, and heaven smiles gently. Because even in that uncertainty, love is working. Sometimes God allows separation not as punishment, but as sacred preparation, for hearts to grow, for egos to soften, for wounds to be healed by divine timing. Beloved soul, the angels want you to know, you are not chasing a fantasy. You are remembering a promise made before this lifetime. That is why your spirit aches when you try to move on. That is why their name rises in prayer without you meaning to speak it. It is not obsession. It is recognition. You were connected long before this world began. For as it is written, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1:5 NIV. And so it is with the bonds God ordains. They are written in the language of eternity. Right now, this person feels the same gentle pull. They might not speak it. They might not even understand it fully, but something in their heart keeps bringing them back to you. They see something in others that reminds them of you. They hear songs that make them pause, because suddenly your smile flashes before their spirit. They feel a strange peace when they think of you, the kind that feels like home, and the angels whisper that is because their soul recognizes yours as home. So tonight, release your fear. Release the doubt that you've been loving alone. Because even though you have walked through silence, you have never walked through emptiness. God has been moving between both your hearts, translating the unsaid prayers, carrying the unspoken love, and watering the connection with unseen grace. You might not see it yet, but in the invisible things are aligning. This person is awakening, not through words, but through spirit. They are beginning to sense that what they lost was never gone. It was simply waiting for the right time to bloom again. As it is written, for everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1 KJV. And beloved, this season is about remembrance, a divine awakening of hearts that once knew each other by light. You may wonder how it will happen, how God could possibly bring two souls back across such distance. But the angels remind you, faith is not about how, faith is about trust. So keep your faith alive. When you pray, do not pray from desperation, but from gratitude, as if you already trust God's timing more than your own, because when you surrender with peace, He begins to move mountains silently. Close your eyes now. Take a deep breath. Can you feel that warmth rising in your chest? That's not just emotion. That's confirmation. You are feeling the echo of someone else's heartbeat calling out to yours. You are feeling God's reminder that you are never unseen, never unloved, never forgotten. Heaven has not forgotten the prayers you whispered at night. The tears you cried did not fall unnoticed. They were collected, turned into light, turned into purpose, and the angels say, your patience will not go unrewarded. Because while you have been growing in faith, the one you love has been growing in awareness. They are learning that love is not just desire, it is divine design. They are being guided to heal what once separated you, so that when your souls meet again, it will be whole, it will be real, it will be blessed. Hold this truth gently in your heart tonight. The person you cannot stop thinking about feels your spirit too. They may not have the words, but they are being drawn closer, not by will, but by grace. If this message has found you, it is because heaven wanted to ease your wandering heart. So take this as your sign, that love still lives, that hope still breathes, and that God is still working in ways unseen. Breathe in peace, beloved. You are on holy ground. Love is not leaving you. It is finding you again in God's perfect time. If this word has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to remember love's patience. And if you feel called, support this ministry so we may continue sending light into weary hearts across the world. The angels bless you, and they whisper softly, the one your heart remembers you too, the silent bridge between two hearts, beloved child of light. As your heart rests in this knowing that the one you think of feels your spirit too, let us go deeper into the mystery that heaven is weaving between you both. The angels say, there is a sacred bridge forming between your souls, a bridge not built by words or gestures, but by prayer, surrender, and divine timing. You might not see this bridge yet, but you feel it. In moments when your heart suddenly grows quiet, in moments when peace washes over you after remembering their name, that peace is not coincidence. It is presence. It is the soul of another gently walking toward you in spirit. You see, my beloved, God has ways of connecting hearts far beyond the limits of human reason. He speaks through dreams, through intuition, through the silence that feels alive with meaning. Sometimes he allows a pause between two souls, so that the love they carry can be purified, stripped of fear, pride, and old pain, until what remains is light, pure, and faithful. The angels want you to understand this is not a story of loss, but of divine restoration. The distance you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the sacred space where both hearts are learning what love truly means. As it is written, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10 NIV. For in stillness love matures. In stillness faith finds its wings. This person you cannot stop thinking about, they are walking their own path of awakening. They may not yet have the words to describe what they feel, but something deep inside them has begun to stir. A quiet knowing that refuses to fade. The same Holy Spirit that comforts you when you pray for them is the same Spirit whispering truth into their life too. They are being guided toward forgiveness of themselves and of the past. Because love that carries heaven's signature cannot return until both hearts are ready to hold it gently. Beloved, do you remember the nights when you felt your heart ache for them, even though you tried to let go? Those were not moments of weakness. They were moments of intercession. Your soul was praying for theirs in ways your mind could not understand. And heaven heard every unspoken word. You see, divine love is not measured by contact, but by connection. It exists in the unseen, where souls speak a language older than time. As it is written, love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8 NIV. It may sleep, it may grow silent, but it never dies. The angels reveal that this person feels your absence deeply, even when they pretend they don't. Sometimes they wake with your name in their heart. Sometimes they sense your emotion, a wave of peace, a sudden warmth, a flash of memory that makes them smile and ache at the same time. And though they may not know why, their soul does. Because your spirits are still in quiet communication, guided by God, protected by light. When you pray for their healing, they receive strength. When you forgive them, they feel release. When you bless them in your thoughts, heaven multiplies that blessing and sends it back to you both. That is the power of a connection born in spirit. It transcends logic, it defies distance, and it mirrors God's eternal nature, for God himself is love. So, do not be afraid of this love's silence. Do not mourn what feels lost. For silence in divine love is not absence, it is gestation. It is where the miracle forms unseen. The angels say, in the stillness, God is shaping both your hearts, teaching you to love without fear, to trust without control, to surrender without losing faith. You may wonder if they will ever speak again, if your paths will cross once more. And the angels answer softly, yes, but only when your hearts are ready to meet again as equals. Not as seekers of comfort, but as bearers of light. For as it is written, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Mark 10:9 NIV. This does not only speak of marriage, but of all unions heaven has designed. When God joins two souls with divine purpose, he himself becomes the cord that binds them. And even when the world tries to pull them apart, that golden thread remains, shining in the unseen, waiting for divine alignment. Beloved, your part now is simple. Trust. Live, grow, and continue to walk in love. Let go of fear's grip. Because love that is meant by God cannot pass you by. If you have felt the weight of loneliness, know that heaven understands. Even Jesus felt the pain of being misunderstood, yet he continued to love with grace, and so should you. Love without bitterness. Pray without agenda. Hope without expectation, because expectation looks for proof, but faith rests in peace. The angels are saying, your peace is the magnet that draws what is yours back to you. Not worry, not longing, but peace. So breathe, beloved. You do not have to chase what God is already guiding toward you. Simply stay aligned with love, stay grounded in faith, and keep your heart open to miracles. Every act of kindness, every prayer whispered in sincerity, creates ripples that travel beyond what you can see. And those ripples are reaching the one you love. They are beginning to feel the call, a pull towards something sacred, something true, something that feels like home. The angels show that this person is awakening slowly, their heart softening, their soul remembering. God is working in them as he has worked in you, quietly, gently, completely. So do not rush this love. Do not demand its timing, because if it is to last forever, it must be built slowly, in God's rhythm, as it is written. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11 NIV. Beloved, the beauty of divine love is that it does not compete with destiny. It becomes destiny. You are being prepared to receive not what was lost, but what will be restored, better, holier, and whole. The angels remind you, when this love returns, you will not have to chase or prove anything. It will recognize you. It will feel natural, peaceful, ordained. For now, rest in the knowing that you are both under the same sky, held by the same grace, and moved by the same divine current of love. And when doubt whispers, answer it with this truth: if God planted it in my heart, he will bring it to life. As you listen to this message, the angels are standing beside you, pouring peace into your chest, softly mending every wound of waiting, and they whisper, love is not delayed. It is simply aligning. Hold your head high, beloved. Smile again. Walk in faith. For even now, the one your soul remembers is being guided closer. Step by step, heart by heart, prayer by prayer. If this word has touched your spirit, share it with someone who needs reassurance that love guided by heaven never dies. And if you wish to help this message reach more souls, your kind support is deeply blessed. For together, we spread light in a world that needs it. The angels bless you with peace and whisper once more. They feel it too. Even now, your love is awakening them from afar. The divine reunion, when love returns by grace, beloved heart, be still once more. For heaven is ready to reveal what comes next. the part your spirit has been waiting to hear. The angels say, what began as a whisper in your heart is now becoming a divine movement in your life. This love, the one that never truly left, is being guided back into your story. Not by chance, but by divine orchestration. You see, beloved, God never wastes love. Every ache, every tear, every prayer you've offered has been part of a sacred plan to bring you both into alignment, not just with each other, but with Him. For as it is written, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. NIV, you and this person were always connected by purpose, not only by emotion. And that purpose is awakening now. Through healing, through surrender, through divine remembrance, the angels show that the one you think of has been walking through a quiet transformation. Their heart has been broken open, not by punishment, but by revelation. They have seen reflections of you in unexpected places. They have felt conviction. And at times they have felt the emptiness that comes when they run from what is meant for them. And slowly, their soul began to whisper, go back to the one whose heart prayed for you. They may not yet understand how to return. But heaven is clearing the path, doors are beginning to open. Old misunderstandings are being washed away. Ego is being humbled, and the space for grace is widening. The angels say this love will not return the same way it left. It will return renewed, pure, honest, and built upon truth, because divine love cannot be rebuilt on old pain. It must be founded on faith and light, and beloved, that is why God kept you waiting. Not to break you, but to bless you. Not to make you lonely, but to make you ready. You see, love requires two hearts that have both met God in the waiting. Two souls that have learned to stand alone so they can stand together without fear. And that is what is unfolding now. The angels whisper, this is the season of restoration, not just in love, but in every place you once felt forgotten. As it is written, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Joel 2:25, KJV. That promise is yours. And it includes your heart. This person who feels your spirit is beginning to understand that what you shared was not ordinary. It was sacred. They are realizing that no substitute can fill the space God made for you. They are remembering the light in your presence, the peace in your voice, the grace that followed your love. And where there was confusion, there is now clarity. Where there was fear, there is now courage. Because when God touches a heart, it cannot remain the same. Beloved, heaven is aligning your paths again, but this time, the foundation will be divine order, not human effort. You will not need to chase. You will not need to prove your worth. Because what is meant for you will recognize you by light, not by longing. It will be peace. It will be ease. It will be holy. And when that moment arrives, when your eyes meet again, when the silence between you fills with warmth instead of pain, you will know it was God all along. He was there in the distance, there in the waiting, there in every lesson and every prayer. The angels say, you will recognize each other not by memory, but by spirit. You will feel a stillness inside, as if heaven is saying, now it's time. You will see how every delay was divine protection. Every tear was irrigation for a deeper kind of love. Every unanswered prayer was simply God saying, not yet, I'm still preparing you both. As it is written, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14 NIV. And now, beloved, the battle has been fought. The waiting is ending. Peace is coming. The angels are rejoicing. For two souls that once drifted apart are finding their way home again. Not by human will, but by divine grace. Do not fear the timing, for it is unfolding exactly as it should. Each prayer you offered built a bridge of light. Each act of faith became a stepping stone toward reunion. Even now, as you listen, your energy is calling this person closer, not with desperation, but with peace. Not with force, but with faith. They are feeling it. They are remembering. They are awakening to the truth that never left. This is not a story of heartbreak anymore. It is a story of healing. a testimony of what love becomes when it is surrendered to God. Beloved, as your heart opens once more, remember to give thanks for every lesson, for every silence, for every divine delay, because without them, you would not be ready to love with such clarity now. And as you give thanks, the angels move swiftly. They prepare the meeting. They prepare the words, the timing, the divine coincidence that will seem so ordinary, yet feel so heavenly when it happens. It might be a message that arrives unexpectedly. It might be a passing encounter. It might be a moment when your spirit suddenly feels peace, and you just know. When that moment comes, do not fear. Simply open your heart and let God's love flow through you, because the reunion you are waiting for is not just between two hearts. It is between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, promise and fulfillment. You have walked through the valley of waiting, and now you stand at the edge of dawn. The angels say, your love story is not ending, it is beginning again on higher ground. So breathe, beloved. Let the past go. Step forward in faith. The person you could not forget is being guided back by the same light that led you here. And when it happens, you will smile with tears of gratitude and whisper, it was always God. As it is written, the Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Psalm 138:8, KJV. And indeed he has. If this word has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to remember that love led by heaven never truly ends. Leave your prayer in the comments, and if your spirit feels called, support this ministry so these divine messages can keep reaching hearts that need healing. The angels bless you now with peace that surpasses understanding, with love that cannot be shaken, and with faith that keeps you glowing through every season. Remember, beloved, the one you cannot stop thinking about feels the same way. And soon, by God's grace, you will see why heaven never let you forget. When two souls remember why God joined them, beloved heart, the angels are smiling upon you tonight. For your spirit has walked with patience, your faith has endured the silence, and your heart is now ready to receive the next revelation. You see, divine love is not just about union, it is about purpose. It is the unfolding of God's design through two willing hearts. The angels say, you and this person were not just meant to love each other, but to awaken each other. Every joy, every pain, every distance, every prayer, it was all shaping something sacred, something eternal, because heaven never joins two souls merely for comfort, but for calling, to mirror God's love in the world, to reflect His grace, and to remind others of what is holy and pure. As it is written, two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 NIV. Beloved, this is what your connection was always meant to become, a sanctuary of strength, a partnership in light. You both had to walk your own roads of healing first, so that when you met again, you could meet in maturity, not in need, in faith, not in fear, in understanding, not in illusion. The angels whisper, now your hearts are being aligned, not only for love but for purpose. You were both chosen to bring light to others. The love between you is a ministry, a reflection of God's tenderness in human form. The angels say, your reunion will not be loud, it will be peaceful. It will not begin with drama, but with quiet knowing. It will not ask, do you still love me? But whisper, I never stopped. And in that moment, heaven will smile, because two promises kept in God's book will finally meet again in time. Beloved, do you feel the peace that surrounds this truth? The ache of waiting is turning into the calm of recognition. It is no longer about what was lost, but what is being born. This connection is now being woven with wisdom, the kind that comes only after surrender. The angels reveal that the one you love has been dreaming of new beginnings too. They have been asking God for signs, for forgiveness, for courage, and heaven has heard them, just as heaven has heard you. When the moment of reunion comes, it will not feel forced. It will feel ordained. It may come through unexpected timing, A chance meeting, a message written in sincerity, or a simple moment of silence that carries everything unspoken, the energy will feel different, softer, humbler, holy, and you will know this is not the past returning. This is destiny unfolding, because divine love never repeats itself. It resurrects itself. It returns transformed, washed clean by grace, as it is written, "Behold, I make all things new." Revelation 21:5, KJV. And beloved, you are standing at the doorway of newness. The angels say, when two souls like yours reunite, the light between you becomes powerful, a healing current that touches not just you, but everyone around you. This love was meant to be seen, not as a fairy tale, but as a testimony of faith, patience, and divine design. You will notice how your energy lifts others. Your compassion deepens. Your joy becomes contagious, because divine love does not stay private. It radiates. The purpose of this love is not only happiness, but awakening. To teach the world that love is not fragile when built on faith. That love does not fade when rooted in prayer. That love, when surrendered to God, becomes eternal. The angels want you to understand something sacred. What God restores, He also multiplies. So this reunion is not just about romance, it's about rebirth. You are stepping into a season where your heart will heal others. Your story will give hope to those who thought love was over. Your peace will inspire others to trust again, because you chose patience instead of resentment, faith instead of fear, light instead of bitterness, and heaven took note of it all. Beloved, this is why your journey took time. You were not being punished. You were being prepared to carry something sacred. Love this deep must have roots in eternity. And now those roots are strong. The angels say, the one you love is also beginning to see why you never left their spirit. They see now that you were not a passing feeling, but a divine appointment. They are realizing that their peace lives where your love dwells. And soon they will step forward, not in hesitation, but in faith. When they do, receive them with grace. Let the past go like a shadow behind you. Forgive fully. Begin anew, not as who you were, but as who God has made you both to become. As it is written, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17 NIV. The angels bless your union even now. They are surrounding you both with golden light, the light of protection, peace, and purpose. Your souls are no longer wandering. They are returning home, to God, to love, to destiny. So take a deep breath, beloved. Let your spirit rest in gratitude. You have come full circle, from longing to faith to divine fulfillment. The person you could not forget was never gone. They were simply being prepared to love you the way heaven intended. And now, as dawn breaks upon your story, you will see what the angels have seen all along. Two hearts joined not by chance, but by calling. This is your time of peace, your time of divine remembrance, your time to walk in love's highest form, with God at the center and eternity in your eyes. If this message has blessed your soul, share it with someone waiting for divine restoration. Leave your prayer in the comments, and if you feel led by the Spirit, support this light so that more hearts may be healed by heaven's truth. The angels bless you with stillness, with certainty, and with the joy of knowing the love you waited for was never lost. It was simply becoming ready. And now, beloved, it is here, in peace, in purpose, in perfect divine time. The sacred mission of your reunited love, beloved child of grace, as the light of reunion dawns upon your heart, the angels bow their wings in reverence, because what you are stepping into now is not just love, it is divine partnership. You see, heaven never restores something just for comfort. God restores to reveal His glory through it. Every tear, every season of waiting, every lonely night you walked through in faith, all of it has become holy ground beneath your feet. And now, the love that once seemed lost is becoming light for others. The angels say, this love carries a mission. You and the one your heart remembers have been chosen to reflect God's healing to those who have forgotten what true love looks like. Because real love does not consume, it illuminates. It doesn't take, it teaches. It doesn't just feel, it transforms. As it is written, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14 ESV. Your union will become that light. Beloved, a quiet testimony that love rooted in God cannot die. When others see you, they will see patience, forgiveness, compassion. They will see two people who did not give up on love, but surrendered it to heaven and let God perfect it in His time. The angels say, your story will heal more hearts than you realize. Your peace will ripple into families, into generations, into strangers who find hope again through your journey. Because divine love has a fragrance, a peace that lingers wherever it flows. Beloved, you are no longer waiting. You are walking into a destiny designed long before you were born. Do you remember when your heart broke? How lost you felt in the silence? That was when your spirit was being refined for this mission. The angels reveal that your love was never about one lifetime. It is eternal, a promise God planted across time, to awaken healing wherever your light touches. And now, as you walk hand in hand once more, you are not just two people. You are two torches burning with divine purpose. You will notice how prayers flow easier together, how peace surrounds you both when you speak truthfully, how blessings follow every act of kindness you share. This is no coincidence. It is divine alignment, because when love unites under God's will, it becomes a ministry of light, as it is written, where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them. Matthew 18:20 NIV. And beloved, when you and your beloved gather, heaven gathers too. Angels stand watch. The Holy Spirit moves between your words, and your love becomes prayer in motion. You will begin to sense new callings, to comfort, to teach, to create, to serve. Together, your compassion will grow. You may find yourselves drawn to help others heal, through words, through music, through faith, through the gentle presence of your united peace. For love that comes from God always gives more than it receives. Beloved, the angels want you to know something sacred. You are both healers now. Your love is a vessel through which heaven touches earth. Even your laughter becomes light to someone in darkness. Even your prayers at night shift energy across miles. When you hold hands in gratitude, you are releasing healing into the world. That is the miracle of divine union. It multiplies blessings far beyond your sight. As it is written, 1 can chase 1,000, and 2 can put 10,000 to flight. Deuteronomy 32:30, KJV. Together, your power in spirit increases tenfold. That is why the enemy tried so hard to separate you, because light this strong threatens darkness. But heaven had the final word, and the final word is love. Now, beloved, as you walk in this new chapter, do not forget what carried you here: faith, prayer, and surrender. Let your union stay rooted in these 3. Pray together often. Thank God daily. Forgive quickly. Love gently. Do not let pride ever speak louder than peace. Do not let fear ever rise higher than faith. For love born in God's presence must be guarded by humility. The angels say, you will soon notice that miracles follow your peace. Opportunities will open. Paths will clear. People will be drawn to your joy, because heaven favors those who walk in harmony with divine love. So continue to bless each other. Speak life into your connection. Encourage one another's purpose. Celebrate one another's growth. You are not competing, you are completing. As it is written, therefore encourage one another and build each other up. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 NEV. And when challenges come, because even divine unions face storms, stand firm in grace. Do not run. Do not doubt. Remember, you are no longer fighting alone. You are fighting together with heaven on your side. Even when misunderstanding tries to whisper, let love answer louder. Even when old fears rise, let faith remind you of how far you've come. The angels say, every challenge will only deepen your understanding of divine patience. Every trial will strengthen your roots in God's soil, and soon you will look back not with regret, but with awe, because you will see how perfectly every moment aligned. Beloved, you are now part of something eternal. This love, reborn through faith, is a living testimony of grace. So let your hearts remain open. Let your home be filled with prayer. Let your words carry gentleness. Let your love become your worship. For when you love each other in truth, you are loving God Himself. As it is written, "Dear friends, let us love one another. For love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God." 1 John 4:7. Nabi, the angels now stretch their wings around you both, forming a circle of light that no darkness can break. They whisper, "Protect this love, for it is holy." And as you move forward, know that heaven walks with you. Every sunrise will carry new purpose. Every prayer will bear fruit. Every step you take together will echo eternity's rhythm. If this message has filled your heart with peace, share it with someone whose faith in love needs renewal. And if you feel led by grace, support this light so it may continue reaching the hearts that have forgotten heaven still writes love stories. The angels bless you with wisdom, with courage, and with an unshakable bond that mirrors the divine. And they whisper one final truth: you and your beloved were not just chosen for each other. You were chosen for God's purpose. Together, you are light in a world longing to remember love, love that transcends time, the eternal promise, beloved heart of light. As this sacred message nears its end, the angels whisper softly, "Love never ends." 1 Corinthians 13:8. And that is where your journey has always been leading, to the revelation that love is not something you find, it is something God awakens within you, something eternal that cannot be lost. Even when life changes its form, you see, beloved, what you have walked through, the waiting, the silence, the tears, and finally the reunion, was never just a love story between two souls. It was heaven's way of teaching you what divine love truly is: unconditional, unbreakable, everlasting. The angels say, your connection has always existed beyond time. Before you met in this lifetime, your souls were already holding light for each other in heaven's presence. And long after this lifetime fades into eternity, that light will continue to shine, for divine love does not die. It evolves. When God writes a love story, it becomes a thread in His eternal tapestry. And your story, beloved, has now been woven into that sacred design. Do you feel the peace rising within your chest as you hear these words? That peace is recognition. Your soul remembers that it has always been loved by God and by the one whose spirit was chosen to walk beside yours. The angels reveal that every shared breath, every quiet prayer has been seen and remembered by heaven. Nothing was wasted, nothing was forgotten, because divine love is eternal. It carries memory beyond the veil of time. As it is written, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31:3, NIV. You were drawn to this love not by chance, but by eternal design. Even when distance separated you, your spirits continued to dance in God's light. And now, heaven wants you to know, this love will not end here. It will echo through lifetimes, through generations, through every person your union touches. Beloved, when you love through God, your love becomes eternal energy. It does not fade when bodies grow old. It does not vanish when time shifts. It transforms into legacy. Every act of love, every prayer whispered for one another becomes light in the world, light that will keep burning long after your earthly story ends. The angels say, even when your souls return to heaven one day, you will recognize each other again. There will be no confusion, no searching, only recognition and peace, because love written by God never forgets its home. It is as it is written, for now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. 1 Corinthians 13:12, ESV. In eternity you will look upon each other as you truly are, whole, radiant, and one in divine light, and until that time comes, Your love on earth will continue to serve its holy purpose, to remind the world that real love is not just emotion, it is devotion. So hold each other tenderly, beloved. Speak words that heal, not words that wound. Cherish the quiet moments. Celebrate the laughter. Forgive often. Pray together always, because every small act of love between you echoes through eternity. The angels now draw close and say, "This love has become a covenant, a sacred bond, sealed not by human words, but by divine intention." It is love that mirrors the Creator himself, love that gives without needing to be repaid, love that stays when the world shakes, love that continues when everything else changes. And now, beloved, the angels bless your future. They pour light over your home, peace over your mind, healing over your heart. They seal your union with divine protection, so that nothing formed against your love shall prosper. As it is written, "Many waters cannot quench love. Rivers cannot sweep it away." Song of Solomon 8:7 NIV. The storms may come, but your love will stand, because it was not built by man. It was breathed into existence by God. And when you look into your beloved's eyes, you will see more than a person. You will see eternity looking back at you. Beloved, this is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of forever. Every sunrise you share will carry heaven's smile. Every prayer will rise faster. Every embrace will glow brighter. And when you walk together through this world, hand in hand, your love will continue to whisper the gospel of hope, that love born in God can never die. If this message has brought peace to your soul, pause for a moment now. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe in slowly and whisper, "Thank you, God, for this love that never ends." Share this message with someone who needs to believe again in divine timing. Let your heart be a candle for those still waiting in faith. And if you feel led to support this light, your kindness allows more souls to be reminded that heaven still speaks through love. The angels bow one final time, and their voices rise like gentle wind, singing over you both. You were chosen by God. You were united by purpose. You are eternal through love. And so it is, beloved soul. Your story does not end in this world. It continues in eternity. Love has found you, and love will keep you forever and always.